how this ban phase goes out, though. Ethereal is gonna probably immediately lock this Trevenant ban, and V1 is quick to respond with Machamp.
Machamp. I mean, we've seen it banned a couple of times today. I'm not sure. I think it might be. I remember you saying might be partially Smash, partially Josh. Either way you look at it, I don't want them to bring the Goro into the Thea Sky Ruins tonight.
Yeah, no, I feel like this is absolutely a targeted ban against Josh. Interesting to me that V1 is still banning this Cram
The
though.
Cram though, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I will say I've been like experimenting with Cram. I really do feel like it's going to be the next thing that comes up in the meta. But it also takes a skilled player to really pilot that Cram, right? So I don't know exactly. Maybe just banning it just to get it out of the way. But Ethereal does secure the Sylveon, Kyle.
I mean, you had to, right? I mean, you don't want V1 to take it. We've seen what they've been able to do with it today. We saw how impactful it was the Ethereal saw how impactful it was in their first set. And when they saw how impactful they could use it. So it's pretty no-brainer pick for them. I do like the Crustal in return to it. You're able to kind of you could help section off that Hyper Voice, but again, when you have a lot of tanks, Hyper Voice is so strong.
Yeah, and it's gonna be interesting to see what Mhal picks here. It looks like they will settle on the Aegislash. Liko picking up the Inteleon as well. So a pretty balanced roster right now from V1, but honestly, anything could change with that 5th pick. So Barry's going to have a little bit of a tough situation right here, really in the tank to try to find a pick here. It does look like they're going to settle with this Glaceon, keeping a balance with these evolutions, but they have no range into double Sniper. So Avery is definitely going to be on absolute overtime right now, making sure that they can keep safety in this V1 aggression.
Yeah, you almost kind of wonder what speedster they could have gotten there. You need an answer to Inteleon, and Glaceon, I mean, you can't really walk up to the Inteleon. And then now you have to deal with that double sniper after, not having to deal with any sort of speedster. So, I mean, I think those two just snipe for free on this match. So that's going to be really rough to go into. But, you got to hope that, Josh is able to get into the backline and take those two down before they're able to do the sniping that they want to accomplish.
Yeah, if they can somehow get past Rustic and Mhal, they will have free access to this backline, but that's going to be a really tough task. So it's going to be up to Ethereal to try to get some interesting maneuvers, especially when it comes around Rayquaza, to see if they can get in, though. Glaceon and Sylveon do have plenty of ways to really work together and break down this front line, though. So if Ethereal can match the initial aggression that V1 is probably going to be looking for in landing that poke, if Ethereal can withstand the artillery fire that is going to be coming from V1, I feel like they've got the keys set up here to really break through this shield of a composition. No pun intended right there from V1.
maybe a little pun. But here we go. Basic little clear here. It looks like they're doing a little bit of a split jungle. Obviously, you have a couple evolutions, so it's kind of standard on this side. Eldegoss going to be taken to the top lane along with Mhal. Try to stop some of the early sieges from this Torchic from being able to push. And we already have, and look at this, Ribbon. We have the Mystical Fire build.
Yeah, that's going to be a really great tool to help Ethereal get into this backline and get around this Crustle, and especially around this Aegislash later on.
Yeah, Torchic's going to try to get evolved as fast as you can. They left a couple of those back ones. And Inteleon is going to be a little bit in danger here. Almost going to get taken out. I believe they had to utilize their eject button right before these 850 birds.
Oh, and Locke's coming in to do a little bit of a gank here on bot side. Slowbro's going to have to burn that eject, and Gary is quick to respond here. But V1 does get some pressure here on the top side.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to push into this Eldegoss. Eldegoss going to have to peel back. They're going to grab that berry. Pops the passive ability from that Glaceon. Glaceon's going to lock in with those Icicle Spears. It's not enough damage to do the KO that they wanted, but they are able to score a nice little 14-point dunk and get a little bit of value up top.
And they have kept the Slowbro without an evolution right now. Liko is very quickly scaling on this Inteleon, but Ethereal getting a win up on that top side will allow them to get some sort of success. Being easily matched up with Mhal right now is something that I think Ethereal will be happy that they can provide, but they found the pick right before 8 minutes, Kyle.
Yeah, and unfortunately, still not enough experience for Slowbro to get online. That's unfortunate for them. I think a couple little picks of damage will help them do that, and that's exactly what they do. Looks like Locke is going to try to throw some of those basic attacks into the side of Ethereal, but here comes Malinaki with the sword. Are they going to be able to do the damage? They go down as that Doublade, and both teams trade picks.
Oh, I think Ethereal got really lucky right there that Liko wasn't able to respond as fast as the V1 needed there, because I feel like with such a great Sacred Sword right there from Mhal, knocking off 4 members of Ethereal, it's really shocking that they didn't get any sort of cleanup with how low those health bars were.
Yeah, here we go. We have Locke again throwing some Spirit Shackles into this farm. Also hitting that Slowbro. Another big hit. Slowbro is flirting with the Pokemon Center right there. That's going to go find a berry, find the base. Basement Reggie is going to be spawning here in just a second. It is a Registeel, so both teams going to be very interested in it. It does look like on the top side, we have both top laners hanging out. Is Mhal going to be able to get away from this? And we have a secure coming. It is the Inteleon. Big secures on the side of V1.
Yeah, it looks like the top laners are just going to trade 30 bombers, but V1 seems to be the ones getting the value here on this bottom side, cleaning up 1 and almost cleaning up 2. Ethereal's going to have to really hold this close, but I feel like they can hold. Blissey is here to heal everybody up.
Yeah, it looks like I think Liko is going to try to throw some more snipe shots on into them. Fortunately, the cavalry is there and 4 members of V1 holding down this bot side goal, so no team's really going to be able to push on in. Big X-Scissor pushes Sylveon out. Here we go. The Azure Spy Vision is out. Big snipe or Spirit Shackle snipe shot, and now a Knock Unite. So V1 taking very big interest on breaking this bottom goal, and they get that exactly that ribbon, along with a pretty decent overcap.
Yeah, it does look like, unfortunately, things did not go Ethereal's way on this top side. Aegislash is able to find a knockout on the Blaziken, and unfortunately, Ethereal is not able to respond to that push that V1 made on the bottom side.
Yeah, and Crustle getting another score in. Not much, but I believe they were stacking, so that's going to be pretty big for them. Blissey, Blaziken up here. Glaceon now joining the fray. Looking for maybe a little bit of damage onto one of these squishier targets. But looks like Locke is going to take interest towards this Regieleki. Going to start ripping it. Big eject play by Blaziken. Not able to push in and get the damage that they want. Big Spirit Shackle throws maybe like a half chunk into that Blaziken's. We have the Glacial Stage out. Are they going to get taken out? They are going to get taken out by that Eldegoss there, Ruben.
Yeah, a lot of value being put into taking down Locke right there, as multiple Ethereal members are falling. Smash is so close to the slow beam, but unfortunately they're not able to find level 9 before going back to the Pokemon Center. That's going to allow V1 free reign on this Regieleki in the top side.
Yeah, Focus Blast from that Blaziken. They're going to try to do a little bit of a stance change. Knock is out. It's doing a ton of damage. Gets the KO onto that Blaziken. The last hit is on and in. It is over to the side of version 1. This Regieleki is going to be that 5th teammate because it's got some hands. Another Unite move. The Azure Spy Vision is out. And it doesn't look like Ethereal has any sort of answer to the range of version 1.
Unfortunately, the one thing that really saves Ethereal's back right there is that V1 had their pockets pretty full right there, so they were not able to get a really big overcap, only getting a 12-point overcap. So this does give Ethereal some opportunities to not only farm, but possibly try to get a better break in the top side tier 1 later on.
Yeah, I mean the saving grace right there, right? I saw the 28 with the 28 goal. I was like, they're not gonna even break this, right? And they did the Unite player math. They figured it out and they got it. Big snipe shot there, chunks down Sylveon trying to just walk on away. This Reg Ice though is probably going to be free as two members of Ethereal are down. Looks like Aegislash getting the best of that exchange up top while the team takes down this objective in the bottom. Here comes the secure. It is Inteleon getting the best of it.
Yeah, and Ethereal's trying to get some value, but Whaley is here to assist Mhal, and unfortunately, Mhal is going to be able to clean up pretty well here. They do let Sylveon walk away, and Rustic is not able to find that sneaky cap in the backside.
Oof, and another big KO snipe shot on top of Glaceon. Lock is just, like we said earlier, they're kind of just sniping for free right now. Level 13 Decidueye, level 12 Inteleon. Both teams just kind of lining up. Top Reggie is going to be spawning here in the next 15.
Yeah, V1 really has a lot of XP on all of their characters right now. Mhal very close to 13. Liko just tapping into 13, while securing another knockout on Ethereal, and Locke is already 13 as well. So this is going to be a really tough endgame here for Ethereal. Glaceon only just hitting level 12, and Ethereal only just finding their early breakpoints, but still no plus moves for this slow bro. No Surf Plus, and with a Regieleki walking into your goal, 15 seconds left on the clock, it is now or never, Ethereal.
Yeah, and we have Crustal setting up in this aggressive positioning. They are going to just try to walk away, or I guess crawl away as a little crab can. They might be a little bit of in trouble here if you get a Glaceon Icicle Spear locked on, and Liko's going to have to spell Stinger on away. Big snipe shot does chunk down that Slowbro though.
Okay, the snipes were a little bit off tune there, so the Ethereal is able to hold in this 3v4 on the bot side. They do burn the slow beam on this Inteleon, and they do finally find the pick. Rustic is trying to buy in more space, does catch the Glaceon in the backside, but is going to be quick to fall in return. Ethereal, even down the levels here, still winning the team fights with the 2-1.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, Sylveon able to grab a couple of fights. Slowbro doing their best to just zone out the team. We have three members of Ethereal looking to grip and rip this Rayquaza. It is already at half, and we have the coup de grace out. That does a bit of damage, and three members just like that make it 4 down for Ethereal, and this Sword is looking good. They get the Rayquaza, and V1's looking pretty hot and making their way towards these goals.
Yeah, they had to blow just so many resources just to get the Inteleon alone, and I really feel that Rayquaza Rip and Grip was Ethereal's only real play, because Liko in the Pokemon Center, Locke sitting in safety, you've got the numbers advantage, and you just have to do with the cards you've been given. So Ethereal tries to DPS the Rayquaza, but unfortunately Aegislash just makes quick work of Ethereal, chopping them down before even the Rayquaza goes, and V1 taking game 1 here.
Yeah, 430-62 is your final. V1 taking game 1 of your losers finals. Best of 3, so it's not over. Ethereal definitely still has something left in the tank. But, Ribbon, looking at the draft, going back to what we talked about in draft, they did not have an answer to those snipers of V1.
Yeah, I mean, and just the cornerstone that they have with like Sylveon in the Mystical Fire just wasn't enough, because that's a pick that a moveset that has to get online early and really has to be able to match the damage output that does come from these enemy characters. So it's really rough for Sylveon Mystical Fire, even with the sustain advantage to outmatch these DPS carries. So they do need help, and Ethereal just had to burn so much resources just to get one of them alone. And I feel like V1 was pretty fed all around, so if one carry goes down, the other two do clean up. So unfortunately, Ethereal just really had their hands forced in that game from draft.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough. I mean, you have a ton of damage. I mean, you have a pretty bulky squad on the side of Ethereal, but that's kind of playing into the hands of what V1 wanted to do. Like, what's good against bulk? I mean, if you're able to just damage them from afar, I mean, you're kind of at an advantage. But it's not over. 1-0 v1. Ethereal's got to make something happen. I really would want to see them play some sort of speedster so they can take advantage and take down that backline of V1.
Yeah, it's just really rough being in that position. And that's why I was saying orange side is really great to draft from
Yeah.
because we saw it actively happen in that draft. Barry just really had to choose something blind, and Locke really had the freedom to pick whatever they wanted there. And V1 just had the perfect composition set up. Rustic was able to really do his job that he needed to in that team fight, and really just keep Ethereal under control and away from their carries. So as long as Ethereal, fortunately has to feel forced to play into that moveset, and Rustic really did a great job landing multiple like 3-man X scissors, and those rock tombs were really solid as well.
Yeah.
So all around, that's just what a composition does, and it's gonna be really tough for Ethereal on this blue side, especially when it feels like they have to be forced into securing something later on that V1 just looks like effectively ready to counter.
Yeah, I want to see a good draft from Ethereal here. It looks like they are taking second, so they are going to be switching sides. So,
Yeah.
what do you think the strategy is if you're Ethereal here? What are you doing differently this match?
I mean, let's see here. So Locke has a pretty wide character pool, right?
Yeah.
Like Locke can play Guardy, Locke can play Zoro,
Yep.
Locke can play Scyther, Locke can play Delphox. Locke, it feels like if there's any Mon in the jungle position, Locke can run it. So I feel like it's a really hard math equation, but honestly, I feel like you just need to lay your cards on the table if you're Ethereal. Don't be afraid to pick your damage early and try to use those last picks to counter out maybe a defender to counter out something that Locke and V1 pick later on in draft. Sometimes you just gotta take that blind jungle matchup and counter with something else instead of following the tempo of the draft and securing your supporter and your tank first, or at least your tank, and picking the damage dealers later to kind of flavor it out. So I feel like Ethereal just needs to kind of find those backline picks that they can pick early and that are countered by later things in the draft.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's honestly the answer that's probably in the cards here for V1, because normally, like we see in draft, right, most of these teams prefer to get their supports and their tanks out early. Honestly, this Sylveon first picking has been like some of like the first like attacker focused early game draft that I've seen honestly since draft came out as an inception, because a lot of the draft strength is really in those defenders and those supporters.
Yeah, I mean that's the advantage that you have of kind of this type of format. I mean, you're able to kind of tailor things to what you want. I'm gonna throw a bracket up here just to kind of show everybody where we're at. So right now, hopefully everybody can see this. I probably need to make it a little bit bigger, but for some reason my OBS is being a little funky. But we are in the losers final, so this is what we've seen all night. We've had a pretty great night of tournament games. V1, Ethereal making it all the way from the first part of losers all the way to make it here. They're gonna have something. They're gonna need something if they want to come back. Obviously, they're on the brink of elimination. 1-0 right now, best of 3. I'm excited to see what they're going to bring to the table. Obviously, you don't want to get eliminated, so they're going to probably put their best foot forward. I liked the tankier comp, but I like the tankier comps when you are going against a lot of speedsters, and I haven't seen V1 play a ton of speedsters tonight. So it makes me think like maybe they play more speedster dive heavy comps, but I don't know. Haven't really seen that from Ethereal yet, so I'm not sure what the mon pool is for like Barry and trying to think I guess Josh. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, I know Josh plays a lot of all rounders, but I'm not sure what like speedsters he plays.
Well, I could spoil, but considering I play with them,
fair.
But I feel
no spoils.
Like yeah, I'm gonna talk about this without like leaking things. Obviously, I do feel like draft is very one-dimensional in the top side.
Yeah.
And we really haven't seen anybody really shake up that formula until Flamin' Hot Depressos, really, right?
Yep.
They're the ones that start running that Espeon top, that Pika top,
writing
more
this down
focused picks to really upset the tempo up there. Something we also haven't talked about is the possibility of a no healer draft as well.
That's true.
Okay. All right, and then both teams are ready, so let's just go ahead and get this started. I feel like maybe an engage support from the top side, or something just to bring an overwhelming amount of CC could really help out Ethereal. That could be a different avenue that they could take. But I feel like V1's just if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Fuck it, ban Machamp.
Yeah, I mean, seems like a trend right now, right? I've done it. I think every single match that we've casted with these two teams, and we're at match number 3 now between these that we've seen tonight. Blue characters, are we Riot?
I do like. Okay, here we go. This is what I like to see from Ethereal here. They've taken a different angle of attack in the bans.
Yeah.
They've blocked off Sylveon and they've blocked off Gyarados too.
Yeah, I mean, definitely kind of maybe forcing a different style comp. They do leave Tree on the board, and Russ is gonna first pick that. Obviously, one of the best defenders in the game right now. Pretty smart pick for number 1.
Yeah, and here we go.
I thought we were gonna get it.
Yeah, I thought so too. But I mean, it's okay. Blissey Slowbo is pretty safe to take. But this is a very passive way to start your draft early game, and I feel like V1 is definitely one of those teams that can absolutely punish it. Getting this Eldegoss here early on, along with whatever Mhal picks here. Honestly, they've got pick of the litter when it comes to blind tops. So, but no, they decided to give their pick to Liko and secure that intel.
All right, so at this point, you have some range, so you're gonna have to combat that with something. I like the Delphox. However, Liko still outranges it, right? Like, you need something to be able to get to it, and there's not a lot of things. At least I haven't seen Ethereal play a lot of things that can get to it. Buzzwole, obviously a strong pick, but still don't know if you're able to take and get to that back line. Otherwise, Liko is just going to be out there sniping for free again.
Honestly, if I was Ethereal here, I honestly would have just taken Decidueye in that spot 4 right there.
Fair.
And left off the top lane, because now that would allow V1 to get the pick there as well. And Locke is, gonna take away the Decidueye, double sniper, and then they've got the Mimikyu to counter the Slowbro Unite. Oh, Ethereal's been put in a corner here, but insta-lock of this Meowscarada from Ethereal. And hey, you said you wanted to see a speedster, Kyle.
There
well,
it is.
Here they are. And this is a note. This is the pick that won them the game against Keyblades Unite. Is Barry on this Meowscarada? So I really hope that it's gonna really force V1 to respect this Meowscarada, and they're gonna have to really keep their eyes on or their heads on a swivel here to make sure that they don't get ganked by it. But outside of that, I feel like Ethereal's still playing very straightforward here, and I think V1's gonna be perfectly okay with that.
Yeah, I love this. I think this is just like what we talked about. They needed to switch something up. What they were running in the first 3 games was not working. That definitely had some, more success in game 2 and game 3 against V1. But you gotta, if it's not working, you gotta change it up. And I love the change of that Meowscarada, especially when you have Inteleon in Decidueye. So Meowscarada should be able to, get into there.
Yeah, I feel like this is probably the best draft that Ethereal's gotten against V1 in both of their sets. Mainly because, like I said, they do have answers into this double sniper composition, and Mimikyu, if they want, they're gonna have a really 2 separate choices to make here. It's gonna be either sorry, I could
Yeah,
not
we
make
have
a
a
point while
pause.
trying to pause.
Yep, we have a
Yeah,
pause.
could not make a point while trying to pause right there.
Yeah, we have a
But
little bit of a discon, so
yeah, as I was going to say, if this Meowscarada gets off of gets going, this Mimikyu is going to have to respond to it. So it just comes down to can Ethereal this Meowscarada buy enough time for Ethereal to get an opening in V1's composition and get this Trevenant out of the way, or get this Mimikyu out of the way, because Eldegoss is really great in this match. It's going to be able to drop those pollen puffs and provide some sort of damage mitigation in that healing, along with that 15% flat buff in damage reduction. But that's the only healing that V1 has, and Ethereal, it's got plenty of burst. So it's really going to be up to Ethereal to get in the driver's seat and not let off the gas.
yeah, and here we go. We are back and ready to rock. Here we go. This is game number 2 of your losers finals, V1 versus Ethereal. And if Ethereal loses, they go home. If V1 wins, they're going back up to Grands. So we'll see what we have. Good luck to both of these teams.
Yeah, no, absolutely. They're gonna need some luck here. I feel like Ethereal really needs to get some sort of early game going, and a KO on the Fennekin is not exactly the first things you want to hear. And a KO on the Blissey, already V1 is finding some really strong early game here.
Yeah, that's not the way that you want to start that. And look at Liko, and look like they might have Liko getting a little bit of the secures on the side of Ethereal. So already almost level 5, well before the birds. Rustic looked like they were peeking into the jungle. Big secure there. Drizzile on the map.
Yeah, and with Locke already in response here on this top side, Ethereal already looks outnumbered. They're really going to be on a game of damage control here. Josh is very close to level 5.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you want out of your Buzzwell. 3 members up top here for V1. We do have an evolution for Blissey, level 5 for Buzzwell, but these basic attacks and the red buff are too hot to handle for Ethereal.
Yeah, unfortunately just losing the Buzzwole, but it does look like on the bottom side that they were able to mitigate the damage and still keep that the Trevenant in a nice little Fantub. And with Josh level 5, Avery level 4, Ethereal is in a good place, but they're not going to scale any stronger.
Ooh, Slowbro almost being able to take out Trevenant. Not quite, though. The Surf just was able to not get there in time, and I believe Rustic had to utilize their eject button, but now Smash is going to have to utilize their eject button to get on away. 8-minute Altaria family on here. Meowscarada going to Night Slash on in and do a bunch of their damage, and they're able to clean up that entire bit of farm.
Yeah, even though Malanaki is a little bit far ahead here, I do feel like Ethereal did get some good value in getting those secures. Oh, wow. What a picture-perfect arrow on that Blissey, Kyle.
That was absolutely beautiful. I mean, you hit it right on the target. And that's a big target for Blissey. 69 nice to nothing here. 720 birds are going to be spawning in both lanes. Looks like V1 setting 2 members up in the bottom and then 3 members up top. They do get a nice early pickup on the Buzzwall. And Meowscarada is going to try to come in from behind, but they are going to be outnumbered if they try to go in. They do miss their ability. And here goes Mimikyu. Hits the Shadow Snake. Are they going to be able to get the KO? No, but a big Spirit Shackle is going to help take down that Blissey.
Yeah, this Mimikyu is looking really unchecked right now, unfortunately. Already level 9. They are able to get off the play with me, but they will quickly fall. Great pickup right here from Ethereal. Barry continuing to make it rain right now with that dance. Is going to catch 2 and get Ethereal some desperately needed experience.
Yeah, and they're going to a pretty nice cap here. Unfortunately, I don't think they maximized their overcap. They do break the goal, though. Another stack here for Barry is going to help Meowscarada scale very nicely. But they are going to be trapped here by this Eldegoss.
Yeah, just buying time for the rest of their roster to get rid of this Regieleki. Honestly, really great plays here from Ethereal. They've kind of turned the tides in this top side, and Meowscarada getting a lot of experience right there. It's exactly what this composition needs.
Yeah, they give away a little bit of it, but a nice grab there by Buzzwall is going to take and throw down this tree, but now it's the tree that flips the Uno reverse card and takes out Buzzwall, who has not yet hit their Unite move. That's going to be a tough one right there.
Unfortunately, just not enough damage right there. This composition really needs Barry's DPS to kind of get some real value out of those picks. I do like the value in the play that Josh was able to make there and almost get away with it too. But Rustic's looking to continue to show how to dive right with a tail clicks of a knock-knock. Decidueye finds the knockout.
Yeah, not only that, but they also grab that Meowscarada double KO for lock on that Decidueye. That's a lot of damage, and Rustic is doing an amazing job pushing the team away and into the fray. Big Azure Spy Vision pops out from Liko, and they are just now doing a ton of damage into the backline. Doesn't look like Ethereal has been able to step up. Fanciful Fireworks is now going to take out the Decidueye, so nice little comeback right there. Big fire spin onto them. Is Delphox going to be able to get the pickup? No! Shotgun shot from that snipe shot takes them out.
Yeah, that one was a no-scope right there. Let's keep it a buck. Really clutch play right there from Liko to really shut down what was starting to be an Ethereal swing right there. Gary's going to be really happy that they got that experience, though, because that gets them more and more value, and they're going to be quickly catching on the heels of these V1 carries.
Yeah, and they're going to be able to take this basement Reggie probably for free. Tree is getting vision, maybe a little bit of a score here. Top side, though, we do have a Regieleki that is going to be hitting the mark. Josh is going to get played with me. Mimikyu takes that KO. Decidueye is also going to take down that Meowscarada, so a lot of the damage dealers for Ethereal are down, and I believe V1 is going to have almost free reign at this Regieleki.
Yeah, just unfortunately, we're seeing how much value that Mimikyu passive provides in absorbing that Buzzwole CC. They just effectively waste time trying to save that Meowscarada, and it allows V1 to get real nice priority on this Regieleki, sending it in a little early, but that is going to really put Ethereal on notice, catching out in the middle while trying to find some early farm.
Oof, yeah, here goes Ultra Swole Slam into the heart. It hits and connects onto the Trevenant. Trevenant, however, taking out that Meowscarada. That is a huge amount of catch-up XP for that level 12 Meowscarada going down. And yeah, looks like Ethereal is going to just have to deal with this Regieleki. I believe that it's not going to be really much of a problem. They are able to take that out. Both teams looking to just farm their sides of the map.
Outside of Rustic being a little bit sneaky here, I don't think that either team is going to be really interested in doing anything right now. They're just going to be concerned with cleaning up these dots. V1 already hitting level 13 on all of their carries, and here we go. Rustic being sneaky beaky. That's a cheeky breaky, but very able to get out. Nice little play right there.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely probably had a call in the chat about what they were going to be doing. They almost get the pick off. Eldegoss going to have to X speed on out. Big Spirit Shackle does connect to a majority of the team. However, it's not enough damage to take them out with the healing from Blissey.
Yeah, and Meowscarada getting a little bit of value of cleaning out the V1 unattended jungle. They need every little score that they can get, but unfortunately it's not going to amount to anything outside of closing an already monumentous score lead of over 100 points. And right now, Ethereal's going to need a little bit more than that to get on going here.
Yeah, we do have Liko looking for some picks in the back. Looks like Josh might be able to get the nice 40 bomber up in the top lane. Not going to be double, but here comes Mhal with the Mimikyu. Going to connect on it on that Shadow Snake. Believe Josh had to pop that eject button. But we have a Rayquaza that's going to hit the map. We have Ethereal down just under 100 points.
Yeah, well, that is very important knowledge for Ethereal. They'll know that getting this Rayquaza is going to be extremely important to them. But V1, with both of these snipers, are going to be able to waylay anything that Ethereal wants to do. They're going to need a pick on somebody to really get things going.
Wow, a big snipe shot does chunk down the Delphox, and Blissy's going to be going down at the hands of this tree. Meowscarada is getting chased out of the Ray fight because they got chunked down. Now Slowbeam is going to go onto the Mimikyu, but there's no follow-up. Here comes the Fanciful Fireworks. It doesn't quite take the time that they need to. Big Horn Leech Woodhammer onto Josh, and they are going down. The Knock Unite providing a ton of damage and arrows into the side of Ethereal. With 2 members down, V1 is looking to take this Rayquaza.
Yeah, Avery is the only hope for landing a secure here. Eldegoss boxing out the rest of Ethereal. That Rayquaza is disappearing fast, especially since Liko is here on the scene now. The secure does go to lock, and Ethereal just completely unable to do anything and just has to watch as that Rayquaza ripped in their face. And V1 gonna be heading to the grand finals.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Ethereal got the best of the the salty comeback. V1 just assuring everybody why they are the reigning champions, and they're going to be going back to the grand finals. Another Articuno Unite League grand final for them. Another at least top 2 place finish in the books. But in Ethereal's first Articuno Unite League entry, hitting 3rd place is pretty great.
Yeah, no, can't. I really don't think there has been a team, and quote me if I'm wrong, because I will be wrong on this. But I really don't feel like there has been a team that has hit the scene in Articuno Unite League quite like Ethereal has. We really don't hear about teams, taking 3rd place on their rookie run here through the Articuno Unite League. So, I really just feel like, this is a really just great run for Ethereal all around. I feel like everybody played to the best of their abilities. It's just, when you get matched up against the champs, you got to be ready to beat them. And unfortunately, Ethereal was not ready to do that today.
I mean, they're just experience, right? I mean, V1 is one of those teams, right? Like, they've been playing together for a while. They're very strong. They understand how everybody plays, and they've won. They're decorated, right? Like, they've won plenty of tournaments. They've won. They've placed high in UCS. So, yeah, just a strong team. It's they're a hard team to beat. They've shown that time and time again. So nothing really to hang your head on if you are Ethereal. GG's all around, but congrats to V1. They're going to grand finals. Congrats on the bronze medal, Ethereal. That's pretty great for your first season. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, no. I just feel like V1 was really able to flex their drafting skills in this match. I feel like, Ethereal, like, as full of great players and, can match a lot of V1 on a mechanical scale. But I just feel like draft was Ethereal's hardest question to answer when it came to Articuno Unite League this time around. I feel like V1 had just something that they could pull out that really just answered everything that Ethereal wanted to do. We saw that from the Venusaur. We saw, we've seen it from the double sniper. We saw it from the double sniper plus Mimikyu as well.
Double
that
sniper
Mimikyu did
Mimikyu.
so much topside.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate that those draft vulnerabilities exist. But I mean, it's Pokemon Unite for a reason, and we wanted draft for reasons like this. So shout outs to V1 for really honestly putting on a drafting masterclass this Articuno Unite League playoff run.
Yeah, pretty great. And we are going to be going to the grand finals here in just a second. Looks like teams are setting up. If you're a good Ribbon, we could just run through it. I mean, how are you feeling? Do you need a quick little break?
I need to reset. My
Okay.
water is